Hey family, how are you? So before starting this video, I had to go to the Lord in prayer. I prayed for a pure heart. I prayed that I speak not from a place of anger. I don't know if anyone's seen on my Instagram because it was pretty early in the morning. It was about 3 something in the morning when I got the phone call. So that's when everything was posted, and I didn't let it stay up for the rest of the day because I didn't want to keep seeing it. It was detrimental to me. So yesterday I had a really long day. It was me and the kids. Alyssa wasn't home. She was with her father. And I just had a long day. I was just super tired. So I got in the shower. I was so tired, I didn't even get to put clothes on. I literally got out the shower, had my robe on, just fell asleep. You know what's crazy? My phone is always on silent at night because I get so many alerts that it'll keep dinging and dinging and dinging and dinging. So I always have my phone on silent, if not on vibrate. Never have it on loud. I don't know what happened, but for some reason, this text message came with a notification, like the ding sound went off. Don't know how it happened because my phone was on silent. Alyssa has sent me a text message. She said, "Mommy, my phone is about to die and I'm in the train station. You send the Uber to get me." When I say I felt like the breath came out of my body, remind you, this was at about 3 o'clock a.m. The breath came out of my body. Can you imagine being asleep and your phone goes off from your 13-year-old daughter saying she's stranded in a train station in New York City? Can I send an Uber for her because she's scared? I jumped up. I remember, I'm like, and because the breath came out of my body, and Kyesha jumped and she was like, "What happened? What happened?" I said, "Something is wrong with Alyssa. She's alone. She's in a train station. I gotta get her." So she's like, "Wait, what?" Now I'm trying to throw on my clothes and I'm calling Alyssa. As soon as she pick up, she's hysterically crying. Like, she's screaming, crying. And I'm like, "What is going on? Matter of fact, where are you?" Just so many things are coming out my mouth that I'm not even giving her a chance to answer because I'm so nervous. I'm like, "Where are you? What's happening? What's going on? Where's your location? What do you see? Who do you see? Do you see a police officer?" I'm just yelling, not giving her a chance to speak, and she's just crying. And I'm like, "Where are you?" She's like, "Mommy, I'm in a train station called Fulton Street." And I said, "Wait, by yourself?" She said, "Well, my father's girlfriend left us at the train and my father's really drunk and he passed out on the train station floor." And I'm like, "Yo, this can't be my reality." So now I'm panicking. I'm throwing on clothes, and Kyesha panics. She runs out the house to go get her, and she realized she don't have her car keys, so she runs back in for her car keys. Alyssa said, "Mommy, my phone is on 2%, it's gonna die." So all I see is my daughter on Fulton Street. Her father's laid out drunk, she said, in the train station floor with no help. So now my mind is still racing all over the place, and I'm like, "You know what, Kyesha, you don't go, I don't go. It's 2 Fulton Streets. Her phone is dying. We don't know what Fulton Street she's on. There's one in Brooklyn and one in Manhattan." So now I'm calling her phone is going to voicemail. I'm like, fuck, her phone died. I called the police and I'm telling them my 13-year-old daughter is in a train station. She said she's on Fulton Street. And they're like, "Okay, which Fulton Street?" "I don't know. She just said she's on Fulton Street." They like, "Did she tell you what train, what color? What did she see? "I don't know. She just said Fulton Street." So they like, "Okay, what did she have on?" "She wasn't with me. I don't know." So now I know I spoke to her earlier and they was on their way to a cookout. So now I'm trying to get in touch with any one of his family members that can describe to me what Alyssa had on. So I got in touch with someone. They told me what she had on, and I'm just like telling the police. I'm telling them what she's telling me. So they're like, "Okay, we're gonna dispatch police to go to 2 locations, the Fulton in Manhattan and the Fulton Street in Brooklyn." I feel like I'm gonna cry. Chill out. It's just crazy. Y'all don't understand what I felt in that moment. Like, I don't wish no human in this world to ever feel. I thought my heart was going to stop. I thought I couldn't breathe. I just felt like I needed to get my child. And I'm on the phone with 911. They said, don't hang up. They're going to dispatch police to 2 different locations. And Kyesha, she already called my family. My little brother, he was at my sister's house around the corner. So my little brother, my niece, they came running around the corner. I'm still on the phone with the police, And I said, let me call my mother, because none of my kids know my number. All my kids know my mom's number. My mother had the same number for 19 years. My kids know my mom's number, and I teach them my mom's number because I changed my number, and my mother will never change her number. So I had to wake my mom up. Now my mom is panicking, and I'm like, Mommy, you have to stay up in case Alyssa call you. You're the only number she knows. So I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Finally, the phone rings. It's a police officer, and they found her. They're like, okay, we found her at Fulton Street train station in Brooklyn. They're like, she's okay. We dispatched the ambulance because the person she's with, he's shaking and he's drunk out of his mind, and he's laid out on the floor with no sneakers on, no shirt on. I said, I don't even care about the person she's with. That's her father. I don't care. Is my baby okay? The officer said, ma'am, she's right next to me. I am on my way. Do you hear me? Let me tell you, God worked for me in so many ways. So many ways. First, my phone was on silent. Don't know how that notification got through to wake me up with that sound. 2, I had no money in my bank account. Only thing I had on me was cash. I took all the cash off my card to go buy the kids' uniforms, shirts, and everything they needed. I took all the money off so it won't get spent to buy this. All I had was cash in my hand. No other way but to take an Uber. And for your Uber, if you don't know, you need a debit card. My debit card had nothing on it. I don't know how Uber let it go through. This is a $67 ride. They charged me $67 to get there. Don't know how it went through, but it did. So I called the Uber. I'm in the Uber with my little brother and my niece, and I'm on the way. I'm telling the Uber driver, like, please, can you just speed? Can you just get there? Please, can you get there? When I got there, this is what I saw. I walked up to that ambulance. All I could say is, where's my daughter? Where is my daughter? And I seen Alyssa. She was crying her heart out, crying, screaming. This is the part that I prayed about before I got on this camera. I wanted God to guide my words, because I don't want to speak from a place of anger. Hate is something that I will never feel, because I strongly believe that it takes more of an emotion to hate someone than to love them. I've never experienced hate, and I don't think I ever can. But whatever's the closest feeling to it is what I feel. Whatever's the closest to hate is what I feel. One thing about me, I'm a very calm, cool, collective empath. When it comes to these kids, I am nut shit, bat shit crazy. I will lose everything I have and all that I stand for. I will lose myself for my children. I will murder you. I will kill you. I will kill your family and everything you've ever loved, down to your dog, for mine. You hear me? So during this 32-minute ride that it took me to get from Brooklyn to Manhattan to pick up my daughter, here's everything that's running through my head. First and foremost, I pray my daughter's okay. I asked this officer 67 times. I've stayed in contact with this officer throughout the ride. Is my daughter okay? So I knew she was okay. I knew she was shooken up. Let me first address this father. Over my dead body, it better be dead in a grave, will he ever see my child without the court saying so? You hear me? You better be lucky. And it depends on how I feel later tonight that you ain't going to jail for 15 years plus for child endangerment. You better be lucky. Because I'm thinking about it, right? So, as a parent, as a father who took my child, and I thought she was safe with you, allowed yourself to pick up liquor and drink it so much that you could not parent. My daughter could have got raped, robbed, kidnapped, or killed in a New York City train station because you was pissy fucking drunk. How would you explain that to me? Sorry wasn't cutting it. Because if something would have happened to her, you would have had to take me. Because it's either he died or I'm going to jail. There was no other two options. He was going to have to die. There was no other all that you got other stuff to live for, they are what I live for. So you're dead. That's the only way out. You're not going to jail. You crazy? You think he get to sit there and eat 3 square meals a day and wash his ass and get phone calls and commissary while I'm out of a job? You're dead. And that's that. Right? So as a father, you allowed liquor to make you almost lose my child. You put this little girl in so much danger because you didn't know when to put a cup of liquor down. How fucking dare you? Are you crazy? You think you'll ever see my kid again? Never. And you better, bitch, if he utter a word to me, if he utter a piece of a sorry to me, I will file the police report and have that man under the jail. Sorry? Sorry? You can't tell me sorry. I could see if you were sick and you fell out in a train station. You had an accident. Someone attacked you in a train. You was drunk. You chose that. You purposely put that little girl in danger. My child in danger. Are you dumb? Nah. I will never respect it. That's number one. God guide me. Jesus. Guide my soul. Because I need you. This is why I prayed before I came here. I'm looking off to the side because that's God I'm talking to. We got a bond. He hears me. As a mother, as a mother, I've watched these two people daughter, even when they wasn't speaking to me, even when we got into arguments. I've watched their child. They put their trust in me to know, even though we don't get along as adults, I know you would never let nothing happen to my child. Take her. That's how much you trust me, right? As a mother, I said, Alyssa, what happened to the girlfriend that she left you there with your drunk father? Was she not aware that he was drunk? She said, yeah, mommy, she knew he was drunk, so she took my sister and she left us there. Let me tell you why this is fucked up on so many levels. It's no excuse. Because when people get drunk, they get belligerent. So if he was so drunk that he was belligerent to you, let me tell you how many different ways this could have went. How many different ways it could have been avoided. As a mother, when you sat wherever event y'all was at and you watched this man, mind you, the event they was at was about 12 minutes away from me. When you watched this grown-ass man drinking these drinks, at some point you knew he was getting drunk or he was too drunk. So that's when you pick up that phone and you say, y'all picked up the phone to pop shit. You picked up the phone to do it. Pick up that phone, send me a text. Hey, Jasmine, I know that no one is speaking right now, but I think you should come 12 minutes to come get Alyssa because her father may be too drunk. That was one. Granted, you're that lost in the sauce that you didn't know he would get that drunk. The moment you realized he was so drunk that you needed to take your other kid, your child, and leave with that kid, why wouldn't you give me a courtesy phone call? Hey, I don't know what's happening with Alyssa's dad, but I just had to leave with my child. They are at such and such location. I think you should go get your child. You didn't care. You couldn't make that phone call. And then I called the girl 80,000 1,000 times after that to try to get their location. Sis ain't even answer. Let me tell you, I feel like with me, there's no gray area. I always tell y'all, I'm either black or I'm white. I'm either calm, cool, and collective, or you gotta die. There's no in between. There's no in between. I don't have that in me. I either like you or I don't. Can't be fake. That's all it is. Some people deserve everything they get coming to them. The moment you walked off and left my child there and couldn't pick up that phone and say no, you could have stopped a police officer. You could have, it's so many things you could have done. What should have never happened is me getting a phone call at the wee hours of the fucking morning from my daughter crying. Put yourself in my shoes as a mother. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what you would have felt? Going forward. Going forward. I am not to be contacted. I am not to be spoken to. If you think you can ever see my daughter again, you lost your fucking brain cells. Do you hear me? The police officers wants to pursue a case against this man for child neglect. This man will be so deep under the jail, bitch, that they will name him Rikers. His last name will be Island. You hear me? Stop playing with me. Don't ever think you can play with my children. You hear me? God, I never felt the way I felt yesterday. Never felt those emotions in my life. Never felt so scared in my life. If you would have seen me, bitch, at the ambulance, when I got in the Uber, I had no panties on, no bra, a pair of Crocs, hair standing on my head, and this little flimsy ass dress on. Because whatever I grabbed out that closet in the dark is what the fuck I threw on. People do not deserve children. Do you hear me? They don't deserve children. People do not deserve to be parents. Do you understand? There is no excuse. When you purposely put your child in danger, you are never to call yourself a parent ever again. Do you understand? Say what the fuck you want. It ain't no excuse. I am a parent 24 hours, 7 days a week. Let me tell you something about me. And this is just to be hella transparent with y'all. I drink sometimes. You're fucking right. I get a little sip. Everybody on here know me what I drink. Pink Whitney. I have a long day. I take a sip. Let me tell you how much a parent I am before I go about my day. I'm such a parent. I can't even get buzzed around my kids. They blow my shit. How can I? The moment I even think to get tipsy, mommy, 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 my body doesn't allow me to get tipsy around my children. When I'm not with them, I can get tipsy as fuck. Around them, I'm just drinking the pee because it does nothing for me. So to get pissy drunk where I'm falling out and the ambulance has to take me away with my 13-year-old daughter whom was left with me when there was another adult supervision there who could have prevented the situation. Are you nuts? Are you crazy? Nah. No. Nothing a soul in this. And if anybody tried to come tell me something, you could go to fucking hell. Because there's no excuse. What are you going to say? People get drunk? What happened? Did the cup pour itself and put it to your own lips? What happened? Tell me. Tell me, what can you say to me to make it make sense? You can't. Now I am going to take a breather and I'm going to hug and love on my babies right now. I'm going to wake my babies up and love on them. That's what I'm about to go do. because I just want to hug and love on my children.